Lee, congratulations. A complete performance today and 3 well-deserved points. Just give us your feelings.
Yeah, absolutely, Raj. So pleased with the way we started the game. And look, I've looked back there and we have 60% of the football in the first half. We have 10 shots on the goal and deserved to be 1-0 up, that's for sure. So that really speaks to a team that went out to attack the football match, had great intent about every duel, every loose ball moment, showed enough fight and grit within the moments that it was needed, and also showed really good quality as well in some important moments. The goal obviously being the standout case in point in that. And look, so pleased for the group, because it would have been easy after having started really well at Wycombe, no result. Started really well here at home to Bolton, no result, disappointing end to the game. Done the same at Bolton away. It would have been easy for the group to perhaps come into it with some trepidation, but none at all. And that speaks to a group that does have belief and courage and trust in where we're headed. So delighted for them that they get their rewards today.
We've been victim to goals at the end of halves ourselves a few times this season, but it was us that scored on the stroke of half-time and set off a second half performance as well. How pleased were you that we continue to plug on and that felt like a crescendo of a performance in the first half rather than just a moment?
Absolutely. And I think we've talked, mate, about near enough every game about having a more complete performance, about showing all sides of us throughout the game. 90 plus, 96, whatever's required minutes. And look, we've done that today. And what I've enjoyed about us the most is it was a proper game in the first half. They didn't come here and shy away from the challenge either, by the way. That was a team that was fighting for their manager. That was a team that was working incredibly hard out there in the first half, in particular. But we just edged it. And we edged it with fight, grit, determination. And as I said, 60% of the ball tells us that, 10 shots on the goal tells us that. And in the second half, we've had to do it a different way, show even more fight, even more solidarity and togetherness, but still managed to generate 10 shots, 2 more goals. And I love that, because that speaks to the other side of us, which is going to be so important, because you're not going to have it your own way when you've got good technical players on the other side. So look, really pleased, Raj, I have to say.
Plymouth changed shape after the break a little bit and tweaked things. You've talked more than once on your desire to see the team work those out for themselves and pick that, and that seemed to be the case there. Just let us into how pleased you were with that.
Yeah, well, I have to be honest, this was one of the most difficult games to prepare for, and not because of when the game's coming and form or anything to do with that. It's one of the most difficult games because of the amount of shapes and structures that they've used across the course of the season. So they were a back 4 against Wycombe last week. There are 3 before that. It's a 5 in recent weeks at the back. So really difficult to prepare for. We think we had a good steer on it. And for the most part, as you saw in the first half, we did. It didn't stop us from having to change our own pressing structure in the first half. But I love the fact that the group adapted. We saw Marcus Harnish doing a job and a half, Dion Charles doing a job and a half, Bojan's job slightly changed in the first half, Ben Wiles goes from doing the pivot to the left back. So there was loads of that I loved, and that again shows to me a group that's willing to just do what's necessary. We know our principles, we know the things that are going to help us win games, so within all of that, can I find a way to be aggressive? Can I find a way to press, help my teammates? And we showed that.
A full team performance today. I don't want to pick out individuals as we don't, but Dion, 2 assists and a goal, Bojan a goal for him as well. That's a sign of their form and their belief growing as well.
Yeah, look, I've thrown the gauntlet down a little bit to the strikers and to the forwards in general in recent weeks, simply because I feel like if somebody really wants to grab it and run with it, they can. And I want players to play every week, every training session, every game, as though they've got an opportunity to secure a start for the next week and fight for their teammates. And look, today it's really nice that we managed to, over the recent weeks, get them on the score sheet. Again today, Dion's contribution with the assist as well, magnificent. And in general, I just think the guys have really got the bit between their teeth. So we want to see that more and more. And that goes for everybody across that forward unit. They've all been working so hard. And look, I probably should mention it because we haven't to this point, and my last press conference I haven't either, in that we're talking about Cam Asher, who's coming on, supporting the group, and it's a finish that he's working on so often, Raj. He spends time with the coaches, he even spends time on his own with a bag of balls and a goalkeeper, and I love to see that. And that should be, in some respects, it's a great message for everyone at the football club, young players, old players, but particularly for Cam himself, that the rewards are there when we work and we push. So full credit to him on that as well.
Such a feature of the early weeks of success we had were the impacts from the bench, and Cameron's a good sign of that, Sean Rowan, but also being able to bring on Lyndon Gooch and Leo Castledine today as well.
Yeah, and look, we had to react. Ruben's running his socks off for the group in recent weeks as well, and he's cramping and feeling it, and obviously Rodinho the same. So being able to make those changes, Leo putting his hand up at the back end of this week, having, in all honesty, Raj, not trained a great deal, and being really touch and go, even right up until this morning, whether or not he was going to be available for us, was magnificent. Lyndon the same. We've not had Lyndon on the grass training with us properly, but he's fighting to be on the bench for us. I love that. I love it so much. And then to come on and give us the calmness, assured nature, Sean in big moments to be there for us, really good. So look, really pleased with the whole group. We need to regroup, get some bodies back fit. Hopefully we'll have one or two back available post the international break, and will leave us in a better position.
Last thing I want to ask you, just going into this international break, it came up pre-game when we spoke as well, is we haven't gone into a break yet on an upswing on the back of a victory. The smile on your face, if you don't mind me saying, tells you a little bit of a difference in mood. That'll really help over this next couple of weeks as we build and work into the next game.
Well, it should do. And look, the supporters have stuck with the players so well, and we've been so pleased with that. We, and I in particular, really felt a responsibility to give them something back, and they can rest a little bit easier over the next couple of weeks. But look, we're also aware that we're still not where we want to be. It's one result. Of course, we've managed to string that with Tuesday result, which was so important again. But again, the positive feeling that we can carry in now should help everybody at the football club, supporters included. So that's a big plus for us.
Lee, congratulations.
Cheers, Raj.